All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hope you all had a very safe 4th of July and a fun 4th of July. Let's take a look and see what's going on with Bitcoin. When it comes to the week, we have 9 hours left on our weekly candle. It looks like we are potentially going to close above our weekly 200 MA. So 62,634 is going to be that line in the sand for you right there. Um, but honestly, I am, even though we got rejected almost to my kind of my middle area of my order block here, um, I am still very bullish on Bitcoin. Um, I do expect for when the weekly candle close happens that we may get a slight pullback to the downside. But for the most part, I think that we are still in a very bullish environment, especially because even though we got rejected off of this level, we came down, but not even by really $1,000, I believe. So what is our high here? Our high here is 63,443. So we haven't even really gone down by even $1,000. So that's a really good sign for the Bulls, in my opinion. Looking at the 3 day, you got below this support at 62,865, which is okay. We've kind of had to battle this area a little bit. That's fine. But we're just not seeing that strong rejection just yet, like what we have been seeing. Now, where I might expect it is possibly, for, like I said, the beginning of next week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we could get our bottom for the week, so this could come down further. However, on the meso time frames, we are bouncing off of some pretty interesting areas, and we're making some interesting patterns. Um, Taking a look at the 8 hour, we got a lot of wicks to the downside. We're getting a lot of support here off of this order block right here. So we're not even really reaching it, honestly. And really, this right here is just kind of telling us that it's not ready to visit in this area yet. It's still in a bullish sentiment, in my opinion, on the smaller time frames. One thing that caught my eye was a 4 hour, right? I mean, this is a beautiful flag here. I'm not usually that much of a pattern trader, but you can see it. I mean, that's a beautiful flag to break out to the upside, and it's telling you at least go, and this is just part of a potential full measure move, but you at least test the 63.5 area is what it's telling me. So you're going to wipe out this top right here. Um, so that's kind of on my radar. And if we stay above this, and I've been telling you guys, if we stay above this 4 hour, we're kind of riding this 200 MA, but if we get that golden cross with the 21 coming above it, this is going to explode up. I mean, it's going to be a violent move up. And honestly, the next place that we're going to be testing probably would be honestly in this order block up here. I would say that we would go and get closer to the 8 hour 200 MA once we got past the 4 hours. So we could literally breeze through all of these levels if that were to happen. Okay, and we get a strong cross. So we may not see a big dip to start off the week. It's really going to depend on how bullish we are on these smaller time frames. This is extremely bullish, I'll tell you that right now. We've been just staying above this, not even showing weakness of getting below it. I mean, we got below it right here, to 62, let's see, 62,404. But we came right back up and we closed to 62,621. So right below it, but we're gonna about to close above it within the next 55 minutes if we can get that candle to close above it. Extremely bullish on the 4 hour. 1 hour, you're kind of in a diamond type pattern, it looks like, that's breaking out. So you kind of had, kind of a diamond thing going on here, it looks like. And then that broke out just now. So where does that take us? That takes us back up to where the diamond started. Let's see here. So that takes us back again, 63.5, what we just talked about. So keep 63.495, 63.5 on your charts. I would be targeting that sooner rather than later. We'll take a look and see how liquidity lines up with that, but just keep that in mind for now. 15 minutes shows that diamond better, but you can see, I mean, it's really trying to trick, the bears here because you got a complex, kind of a complex head and shoulders pattern with multiple shoulders, you know, just I don't even know what that is, but obviously that didn't play out. It could have even been a Bart Simpson kind of looking thing, but um, it's going to the upside now. So just keep that in mind, guys. We could there. I can see both the bullish and bearish case. The only reason why I'm leaning more bullish right now is mainly because of that 4 hour time frame. That 4 hour is just kind of holding me down for the meso and micro. If we I mean, this is such an potential explosive move. These two lines meeting and the white one crossing over. So I'm really going to be watching the 4 hour closely today. I did myself put in a weekly long. I'm a little bit down right now. It's around 63 even. So this is on the weekly time frame though. I'm just gonna trying to see how far I can get this back up. I think my take profit's somewhere up here at 69,317. So I'm playing that long right now. It's the only one that I'm in, but a lot smaller position, just playing a bigger time frame. Anyways, so that's what I have for our actual chart, and then let's go ahead and dive into liquidity now. So let's first go into our daily. We don't take a look at it as often, but I want to take a look at it today since we're going to be closing out the week here. So looking at the daily, let's see, maybe turn on. Yeah, so 3x there's really nothing. So there's not real potential to the upside. We still got a lot of this to the downside, of course, like we know about. Um, 5x, nothing really unless you zoom in. So you zoom in, you can see that we can get up to this other liquidity. And even, we have somewhat of a bridge forming zoomed in 5x, 10x, 25x to 85K, which is crazy. So this could really wreck that double top right here. This head and shoulders up here. So that is definitely a possibility. I don't know if we're going to get up that high, but the 4 hour 200 MA cross, the golden cross is going to be a very big deal if we get that. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that right now. So, is there a potential that we can get up there from just that cross alone? There definitely is, especially if we get some bullish consolidation on the 8 hour, the 10 hour, and the 12 hour to keep moving us up. This could be a very violent move back up to wreck the shorts. Okay, I'm just gonna warn you guys that this is still very, I'm cautiously, you know, kind of almost to the point of saying I'm neutral on the bigger time frames. I know I've been slightly bearish, but I'm almost I would even say I might be even neutral on the bigger time frames. Um, and if we can get up into the 69 area and consolidate, I'm going to be a lot more bearish on these bigger time frames because that's going to tell me that this thing is going to want to run. Okay. So just be very cautious when you are taking shorts. Make sure you're taking profit quickly. Again, not financial advice with that, but I'm seeing a lot of strength right now in this market. So taking a look at our 4 hour, so our 4 hour again, like we saw on the chart, 69,000, 63.5 would be right around here. So, we can look at that the smaller time frames. This tells us we can get to 64 even, before we get a little bit of a gap. But, I'd be looking to have this really just kind of plow through all this liquidity. And you can even see, comparing it to our um, order book here on the right, we have these orders up to 63.6 even to get us up higher. So it's one around 64, was it 64.5, 64.450? So, we have the orders to get us back up. We're starting to get some orders to the downside though to 61.5. So just be careful, guys. Again, we could, potentially, if it is going to reverse today, we could come up, test at 63.5, get rejected, come down to 61.5, and then kind of see where we go from there. That would be more of your bearish case. Let's take a look at the 1 hour and then the 15 to see how that aligns. All right. So your 1 hour time frame definitely shows some more bridging to the downside, potentially. Not the best look here. You have some right here at 62,217 that looks like we bounced off of, but I would probably keep, on a shorter time frame, 62,140 in mind. If we are very bullish and we need to go to make a wick for the week, that's smaller. We could potentially take this out and then move our way back up. We could even get down though to 60,000, 61,000 even practically. So that's another area that we could potentially see. But like we're talking about, 63.5, 63.6, we could potentially hit as well. Let's drive into the 15 minute. So 15's telling us that we're going to hit the 63.5 before we do anything else. We could easily get a reversal there, start going back down, but again, like I was saying, guys, if we get that 4 hour Golden Cross, I mean, there's a decent chance this could get saved for later if we get that. Okay, that's going to be a very bullish move that could take us way up here. You can see there's red liquidity up here. There's a ton of bridges to get up, so we could really make a violent move up. Just keep that in mind. And if we do start being extremely bullish, the best thing to do, the way that I trade by is look for smaller dips to get in, as we continue our uptrend, right? You don't want to just chase, you want to look for smaller dips to get yourself in this position. So, taking a look at the 5 minute now. So, the 5 minute, same type of thing, telling you that you're going to get 63.5, 63.6, testing that area before we do anything else. So overall, I would say that within the next couple of hours, it does look very bullish that we could probably get a move up here, especially we're getting a golden cross. They're about to get one on the 5 minute. So I would be expecting that move up before we move back down or we consolidate and keep moving up. It's really going to depend on this order book as well to see where orders are coming in because the more that you get to the upside or the downside, the more price is attracted to that area. Even though they get pulled a lot, they get put into place so that price gets attracted to that area, right? So anyways, guys, let's finally take a look at the simple map, see where we're at with that. So the simple map is going to show us on a kind of a bar graph where we are. So you can definitely see that we have some 100x right above us. We have a tiny bit below us that we could drive us back down, but we have quite a bit right above us. 263, I would probably say we could even, again, this kind of tells the same story, right? Getting into 63.5, 63.450, before we start getting into this heavy liquidity we might get rejected off of. So, um, smaller time frames tell us 63.5 for right now. And then the bigger time frames, let's take a look. So, bigger time frames, we're currently at this little bar right here. Um, we could potentially, again, like I said, the biggest thing for you guys to watch is going to be that 4 hour today. We get that golden cross, we're going to start plowing through all of this, right? If we don't get that golden cross, we get rejected, we're going to start plowing through all of this, okay? Or at least part of it, even down to like maybe this area, 60,900. So that meso time frame, 4 hour is going to be I would say your go-to for a while until we get that golden cross. If we get rejected there, we're going to go to the downside. If we get accepted and we get the 21 crossing over the 200, then you're going to see a nice plow to the upside. And it can be very violent if we get that. So, anyways, guys, that is what I have for today. If you guys need me to, I can be back later. Sorry about yesterday. I was hosting, so I had a lot of people at my house. But I am happy to do another update this afternoon if you guys would like. And as always, guys, if you wanted to utilize Trading Different, get a decent discount, you can use my code Sean to get 10% off. So tradingdifferent.com/code/Sean to redeem that 10% off. All right, guys, that is what I have for you for this morning. I'll talk to you later. Take care.